right there, and what a huge accomplishment for him to kick things off with 4 points, taking down one of the most notable players in Fortnite competitive history. Luca, we'll see if he can continue to dominate the weather station. We'll see if Booga can bounce back. That's the story that's unfolding here today. We talk about people that are bouncing. It's Vanish Bank. The Vanish team has been on the uprise. A lot of players that are just popping off in Fortnite competitive, especially in the NA East region. Here, take a look. He's got the Musicals rifle, too. So he just came off of that same area where Bugga and Luca were battling out.
Yeah, like Jock, right, as well on Team Vanish. But this is the only heavy AR that I actually like seeing on players. That Meowsicles rifle, so good. Able to just do so much more damage than a normal heavy AR. There's we see Vanish Kaz here as well, another Vanish player rotating around nearby Nobu Beef, who we saw earlier. I think the reason he actually ended up not having any guns there, Monster, was because he found a llama, already off to a better start than some of the players in the lobby.
Definitely feeling that. As we jump in with another, it's Kaz here, who's doing pretty well for himself right now. And you can see Bank cutting across the one elimination, the single elimination, pretty good. I'm liking his loadout right now. The blue pump sending him off really strong here. He's got all the spare shield to kind of back him up as well. He is just looking like he's setting himself up for success. But take a look at your mini-map there, Clay. There is someone cutting straight into his loot path. Little does that player know that Bank is so loaded. Like, he's ready for war right now. He's got his guard down. This player is sneaking up behind him. He's dangerously close. Misses the heavy sniper, though. And that's the danger of trying to open up with a heavy sniper. It's the risk versus reward. You don't hit it, now you lose your element of surprise. And it's a clean game. It's a clean 1v1 here. Bank, with the quick edits, though, gives up the height now. He's back into the box. It's a little box battle we got going on.
Little box battle indeed. As we see in the elimination feed stretch, actually going to take, I believe, Cadrin down as a heavy snipe into the box coming through. Bank looks like he's going to be able to finish on off and get the elimination there. So it seems like Bank able to make it work and make it happen.
All right, here's Mr. God Pump now. We're jumping across the sweaty sands. See Tekhe off in the distance here. This just gives us a little opportunity to really catch up and understand the lay of the land right now. How players are landing, how players are situating and setting themselves up here in this early game. I'm loving this kind of loadout right here. You talking legendary AR, and look, he's using that camera angle to peek in on what might be Tekhe right there, right? Rotating up the street now, who's farming up. This is a little ambush play. This is strategy, as Shio will like to call it. Let's see, though. We know how camera angles can play to your benefit. He is playing off his back footing here. He's not moving a single inch right now. Teke's going to walk into home, and it's the ADS aiming down sight with the shotgun. He finds the 99. So he knows this player is virtually on death's door now, and that's a shield crack. That's the HP. He can only reasonably have less than 70 health now, and it doesn't matter. He jumps in, and Tekhe gets taken out.
Yeah, brilliant play there from God Pump. Just waited, did not move, did not even think about making any sort of movement. Saw that he was going around, heard it, realized, hey, you know what? I can get that initial damage tag off. He's got that rare tactical shotgun in a really good spot now as well. Loaded on up, actually doesn't even need any of the loot, is going to leave behind the one flopper for the 2 medkits, which I think is definitely the better play there. But flopper's a lot easier to get on rotation from other eliminations. We'll see what God Pump decides to do. It looks like he's sitting center map and just going to sit and wait. After that elimination, very good spot here for him.
It's kind of interesting, right? There's a lot of pro players out there that would contest the idea of, you know, taking 2 medkits over even a single flopper. We value the flopper so much because of how fast you can heal. We'll see if he ends up regretting it or if it plays into his favor here. But that Elam right there, Clay, honestly set him up for success kind of wildly here if you think about it. He just got capped off on all material. Now he has this big base to kind of play around. And he's got excess loot to kind of fall back on. So that is going to be a good come up, a great kind of situation for him. And he has zone now. So we're jumping over with Mars here, who's fighting in the zone. And he's going to find Has the Great with a big shot. This is a little bit of like rivalry between Mars and a lot of the other competitive players as a solo player. Specifically, Mars has been around for a long while. And yeah, Pros and himself, there's always banter. There's always kind of friction going on here. So for him to take out Has the Great right now, I'm sure we're going to see, we're never going to hear the end of it. But we'll play for him. He's kind of bouncing up here. Good start. 4 eliminations or 4 points off of the Elim now. He's got this kind of agency area to himself now.
Yeah, he's got a good rotation too as well, with Zone not being too far. Really good elimination, just knew his surroundings, knew he could take the fight, knew he already had him low. He had the Slurpfish in his inventory just in case he wanted to take it there. But getting the elimination on Has, like you talked about, we'll probably see it on Twitter, right? A little back and forth beef coming through. As we do see Assault going to take down Merkin Newell. So big elimination there from Assault. We do see Zone closing. It's probably going to pull a little bit more southwest, and it does. So Mars does have a far rotation to make, but that flopper and the Surffish are going to give him a little bit of confidence there.
It's going to give him the bonus, going to give him the boost to kind of get out of here alive, and give him enough time, too, to finish wrapping up these loadout spots. Let's see here. Zypha playing the bush right now. And I think the bush is just grossly underrated, kind of estimated in these games, right? You don't spend any material if you're sitting in it. You have the element of surprise for someone that crosses through. As long as you're conscious of where you're at, you can save yourself a ton of mats. As Zypha does right here, and honestly, he doesn't even have that much material. Like, look at him. He's kind of not set up. He needed this Elim. It's going to be Sizz Lucky. He chips over the top right there. Bye-bye Sizz Lucky now. He's going to be able to grab all the loot, too.
What a just heads-up play there from Zypha to realize, hey, you know what? That's a player right there. Let me just give it a little tap, and he does end up taking him down. As we swap over, you see Unknown in a Weeping Woods just trying to get involved here on this player. And you see this is Unknown standard practice, using the natural cover to his advantage to try to get any sort of beam. And he's got that epic burst rifle there. This is exactly what he wants. Does only get 1 tag, though, as now he's starting to go in. We'll see. Continues to put the pressure, and it seems like he wants to due to his lack of ammo. I think Unknown really trying to capitalize on that tag. It was only a 23 damage, but more damage being taken than it is being dealt. Unknown does do a good amount back, but Mystic was already so low in the fight, and Unknown going to be good. Hopping into the box, shots coming on through. Unknown trying to follow. He is going to get the cone and get the elimination as well. Mystic going down. Unknown taking that one.
Yeah, and I mean, we know Unknown is a frag-heavy type of player. He came 77th overall points last week just based off of eliminations alone. So should he just connect the dots and make some endgame, he's going to be big chillin'. Here's Jamper up on FaZe Bizzle's territory right now. Bizzle's going to kind of react here with a shot from the low ground. Great peek. As we now have a good old-fashioned fight right now. Bizzle still not giving up control of the situation. Now, Jamper with a great edit right there. He's going to throw the cone inside or the ramp inside the base and now put the pressure back on. Bizzle successfully holds him off. Can he stay alive long enough? These are not the fights Bizzle likes. Bizzle tends to struggle in these early game fights. This is not his play style, and that is exactly why. He just performs better in late game rotation to capitalize, but Jamper's going to find Bizzle sleeping right there as he goes on the counter-offensive edit, gets taken out the game.
And as we see Commandment rotating in, right on the player, Snipe gonna connect and get the elimination just like that. Bizzle goes down, Hoofishy goes down as well. Commandment cleaning up the opportunity very, very beautifully there.
Commandment had a dominating last week. I mean, his day 2 performance wasn't the greatest. He kind of fizzled out, but just shows you how much of an upswing he has. There's so much potential for players like Commandment who have been around the scene for so long, but have never quite taken the full-on kind of, you know, for some reason, he's underrated, right? He's not thrown in too many, you know, kind of top 5s and top 10s. I feel like he's slept on so much, and these are the weeks that he's got to prove himself more so ever now than ever to show that he's relevant, and he has been around for a long time. He's always pulled up big performances. So we talk about that. We jump with Stretch now. We had a great performance just coming in. So he's on a little bit of a hot streak himself here.
He is indeed. As you see, the RPG in the inventory there looking quite good. He's got in-game loot. This is what I like to call it. Set up in a good spot and zone. He's got the harpoon. He's got a good AR, good tac, good pump. And he also has that RPG, that impact weapon. He can solo RPG and then harpoon to get that impact onto them as well. A lot of different creative plays we can see Stretch do here. I'm excited to see what he does as he's going to go ahead and early rotate into the next zone.
I just want to show you guys the difference between like a player like Stretch, who came 2nd overall with placement points for, you know, his last week performance, and a player like Unknown Army, who had 77th place, but they had just about the same amount of eliminations. So just showing you that stretch overall, picking up as many frags, but more end games is why he's up at the top of the board right now. So we talk about frags here. Assault's going to open house here on someone who's crossing the river. Okay, playing a little patient now. Just using him to get this free rotate. And just look at the map. It's like a train of players kind of cutting across here. Everyone wants to find their way to the zone now. And this is like NA East fashion. NA, always the slower pace coming in, always the more congested. But it doesn't matter when it's a good opportunity like this. Players like Assault are going to open up. Comes a shotgun follow-up, and it's so good, so clean. Kaz gets taken out by Assault.
And that was just textbook. You just wait for that moment. It hits, and the impact goes, and there's the elimination. Assault going to get a lot of RPG ammo there as well. And then just continue about his way. As if nothing ever happened. Just got a nice little refresh. Going to continue moving on in. You do see Agers there in front of him as well, trying to make it in. We'll see if Assault decides to get involved with any of that. But I'm going to swap over here to show you Jace and then Zate. Zate barely making it in. We'll see how he does today, Monster.
That is true. Just look at his situation right now. Clearly, he walked away victorious with all the shark loot. And I mean, without a single eliminations means that he probably just grabbed it and dipped out. We don't know how contested it's going to be here and who's going to be giving him kind of the problems over there. But this is going to be someone we are going to want to look out for, see what his journey is going to play out like in this first game here that we're highlighting. Don't forget, guys, top 80 move on over the kind of consistency of the next 2 days. It's about today. It's about tomorrow's performances. And the 80 will be your grand finalists. The reboot round will take 20 more slots in the air for, the players that don't qualify through week 1 and 2. So that's the stakes. That's what's on the line. Forget the money, the pricing that you can earn. It's about grand finals, about proving you're the best. That's why these players compete.
It is indeed. And one of the perks now, that Fortnite Championship Series axe that everybody gets. So you'll see it in some of these players, when they pull it out there. We'll hop over here to Bully, who currently in his box right now, looking really good. Is set up on the edge of zone, though, with a lot of other players. He's going to have a really congested rotate. I don't see a launch pad as an inventory. That's going to be very concerning. As well as his mat count, he's lacking on the hard materials there, especially in that break category. As zone closes, we'll see exactly where it ends up going. And it is going to pull away from them. So they do have a good-ish rotate. It's not that far. But with everybody else on that side, this is going to get hairy really quickly.
Clarity's got to be careful when you poke your body up out of that cone. Sometimes the pixels do show themselves off, so he can get some damage in return. This is the congested, look, the layer that we're kind of staring at. You have Azers up above, someone who's been trying to make his identity separate from, just being the duo partner of players like Innocence. Velocify's got his attention here on Clarity. Let's see, though. He kind of needs this elim. He needs it for the ammunition. He needs it for the material count. It's not just for the points right now. He's kind of in a tight spot to be in. The floppers he can punish back, but Clarity's going to get the best of him now. And he's off to scramble. All of a sudden, the peeking was not worth it. But look, he wakes up the house. He wakes up the neighbors. You see players like Azers and others now jumping in, trying to get a piece of the action. Velocify does bounce back, though. Finds a moment here. Did he learn his lesson, no, Clay? Did he learn his lesson? No, he did not. He's going to find Bully. Bully tries to make the first rotate and gets punished for it. And now Velocify jumps in the box of Clarity G. And it's a 2-for-1 special. Those are all his mats now to gain and the ammunition from it.
Yeah, Velocify really needed one impact frag, but he ended up picking up 2 eliminations there. And that's exactly what, it's more than what he needed, right? You said 2-for-1 special, that he needed 1, and there you go. Picking up those 2 elims is going to be really good, especially for total points, as well as we move over here to Deegan as he's trying to get some shots on the back player here. Does get a 74 tag, but continuously falling down. He really needs this elimination. As you see, only 48 builds remaining here for him, and he's going to, unfortunately, because of his own, have to give it on up.
It is true, but I mean, he's down to his metal, the better material to have in this situation here. So let's see, he's cutting out. He's now just close, just barely there to the zone here. He's got another kind of inching up to do. Reloading, taking this opportunity of safety to get all his material back in count. The fact that he's capping off just for that, 9 HP off the mini there shows that He's not taking any risks, not taking any chances. Wants to be at the full health here as Maseth's going to find Mikey there. Massive, the big elim for him. The feed is lighting up. I see Stowe in this lobby as well there. What is Dijin going to do? He's probably going to open up with his heavy sniper right here. If he can get this player to drop down, that could be huge.
It could be huge indeed. You see the intelligence gathering there like we talked about over in the European region. Trying to find any sort of information that he can. As we're back over here to Jace, who does have the mythic AR there and the grappler. So got the rewards of Shark. Did not get any eliminations, but you're seeing the punishment he took for it. Not a lot of mats and not a lot of HP.
Yeah, this is tough. As he's got the max distance draw here. He has to cut all the way across. He's going to try and focus that player who was holding high. But because of that, he gets targeted in return. Launchpad's going to go off behind him. Maybe it's too late to turn around. So he's going to have to pop his own. And he does a short pad. Love how he sets that one up to make sure he's not exposing himself in the air for too long. And then pulls out the grappler to take height. He hops in someone's box. And he's going to successfully find it. It's going to be Fuzzy who is up top. And oh my gosh, that was so clean.
And that threw me back to the season 5, 4 days when everyone had the grappler. You'd hop in the box, you see those clips happening. We also want to point out, I believe I saw Stretch going down there as we were hopping on board that elimination. So big name out of the lobby. You still have players though like Clicks, like Zate, like Jamper here trying to make it their game. With in zone, I was gonna say, has yet to pop the med kit, is now going to. He's in a good spot, right? 76 builds is not bad. He's on the edge of zone. He doesn't have that bad of a rotate, but he's gonna have to make something work because he's got Zayton Clicks right next to him. It's gonna be very interesting. Now he does have a launch pad, which is really good here for him.
You forget, Jamper's coming off somewhat of a hot streak, performing really well in the FNCS duos. He came top 50, not too bad, just shy of the 50, and there you have it. It's for shots like that. He's gonna catch Severe there with a big pump shotgun shot and take him out the lobby. But Jamper on the up and coming here, but Clicks is gonna get hit with the RPG shotgun combo, and now he is in a desperate situation. No HP, zone on his back, cutting across. He needs to give himself some space between these enemies here. Will Clicks be able to stay alive long enough? We hear heavy snipers coming out now from Bank. He's gonna take the wall. He has control of this. There goes the cone. Good piece control now. He's fighting when he should be rotating right now, trying to see what he can find. He's not going to give this player an opportunity. Bye-bye to another now as he finds the drum gun, floppers, and everything that he needs to cut out and stay alive here. Bank is chilling right now.
He is indeed, and I think he knew the mythic drum gun was there, which is why he really wanted to go for it. You see him launching through the air there, now getting into zone. Jamper with some nice build over the top of his head. But he's running out of mats, and he's going to have to hop into some of those boxes very quickly. So he does have the tools to do that. He does have that epic shotgun. He does have the harpoon. He can get in, but shots continuously being taken here by Jamper is all of a sudden not looking really good. He does have enough minis to pop it back up to fighting HP, but it's not looking too good. We do see Commandment going to pick up an elimination. Launchpad going to be used, and this is where he can hop onto somebody that's landing. I think this might be where he does it. Shot's going to come through, and he is. He's going to take down Icy there. A nice elimination, and he's going to pick up the Brutus minigun.
Such a nice elim, like you just pointed out. My gosh, landing in. And he needed it so bad. He needed that kind of refresh right there. He's in the running now. I love that he's leveling up his layer here. He's working his way up and over the mountain. Turning back on the zone with a minigun is not something you see very often in solos. But hey, he's pointing out the effectiveness of it. Just the pressure in its own is so scary. And now Jamper's on the run here. Running out of material, though. He needs a big one, and he's going to find it. Cartoon Paul gets erased from the lobby. The material count goes into Jamper's favor now. He has enough to, once again, tunnel his way through the low ground here. Clay.
That Commandment, though, unfortunately going down, as well as Graska. Hides elimination there onto Timbers. As you see him fall down, unfortunately, Zate falling as well. Cow taking him down, player in his box. Jamper doesn't care. He's taking him down as well. Another elimination there for Jamper, now sitting on 6. We'll see if he's going to be able to get 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10 eliminations here. 7 players remaining, including Jamper here. He's running out of hard mats. He's only got 5 builds remaining, but this Brutus minigun being very well. We talk about piece control. That was excellent uses of it there, and that's another elimination. Uzi going down. Jamper now on 7 eliminations. We'll see if he's going to be able to clutch up the win.
He's here to make a name for himself, make it ever so more right now. Jamper's on fire, finds another shot here. It's Frisk the Light who gets taken out. This is his lobby here, but now he falls third place. So well done by him. Here's Bank versus Jafe now. Bank in the low ground here. This is Jafe's game to win, especially with the fact that he has the weapons. He has everything he needs and the builds to do it. The pressure, though, he's running out. He has to go down and eventually make this a shotgun fight. Here it is. It's a build-off. Bank's going up for height. He doesn't know that he has the grapple, though. He can always come back. Good usage of the harpoon, though, Clay. One shot is all it's going to take, and he finds that Bank gets taken out.
And you said it was good usage of the harpoon just to drop him down. Chase played that so beautifully. Didn't even need the grappler at the end of it, and he picked up the victory royale.
GG's, well played. It's a good game there, Zeke. That was a tough one right there. I mean, we saw it. We saw Jamper just rampaging through everything.
Yeah, that was very reminiscent of EU games, right? Like people like IDOT who were just running through and finding eliminations. Now, of course, big congratulations to Jafe. Really quickly, I do want to kind of double back and talk about Jamper, but we're going to set that aside for 1 second. Jafe, how did he pull off this win? Because we tuned in mid-game, and Clay was the one that called it out. He had Shark Loot, but he didn't have anything. No builds, hardly any ammo, and no HP, yet still pulled off the unthinkable and got the victory royale.
I mean, just from reviewing that game in its own, the pivotal moment was that half and half out, that
So I
full
saw a
rotate
lot
across.
of people
When
going
he
through an
launch
issue while
padded,
downloading
and it was
GTA
risky
5,
launch
and
padding.
it
He
was
spent
your
a lot of
account is
seconds under
unable to
storm there,
download
but
any
he
more
came
free
in
games.
and then he grappled
And
up for height. He recognized the kind of dangerous position that he was in, running out of material, running out of ammunition. That impact frag, that was like, you put a star on it. He took height, he took someone out, he got points, and refreshed all the way up to the top. That was his moment of success right there.
I agree, and he got the Brutus minigun there as well. And we saw him use that so perfectly as a solo on low ground. Like Monster said, you don't really see people looking back into zone with it when you're on solo low ground, but he made it work.
That's right. It's that kind of innovative play that's going to give someone an edge. And like you said, Monster, that gold star, that's what was his turning point. Now I want to kind of double back and talk about Jamper, because again, this is very IDOT reminiscent, right? Yeah, he didn't get the victory royale, but he placed third and was racking up eliminations left and right. I mean, it looked almost like a pub game from his perspective.
I mean, players like even Hen, right? Players that just had these pop-off moments. That's what propelled them and gave them the solidifying distance in that early game. iDrop was tearing up kind of his whole, you know, thing, right? He was also picking up a lot of elims. I think he picked up like 10 maybe. So Jamper was on par with a great performance. You talk about placement points matter in this format. For every 2 placement points in the top 10, every 2 positions, that's worth an elimination. He picked up the majority of the eliminations there, effectively kind of like doubling over what a victory royale would be. So it's kind of like he won that game in his own right.
You'll like to see. This is what we're in for. This is what NA East is bringing to the table. This is the action we are looking for. Of course, guys, we are getting ready to hop into the next game. Now, gentlemen, something very unique about this game is that this game was actually happening at the same time as the game we just watched. And it's going to shake up the story quite a bit. So let's go ahead and hop into the next game of NA East with Monster Defense and Clay.
Thank you, Zeke. And just to kind of clarify for everyone tuning in from home, guys, these lobbies are all happening in parallel to one another. It's all kind of unfolding right now. We're going to tune in with Emad, who sets up a very interesting kind of drop spot right here. I love that. That's what you call a calculated play to kind of propel himself way down the mountain here, Cliff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how he did that, I'm going to be honest with you, but he knows his drop spot well. What I'm worried about is there's already a player on top of him, and you see he does have the tactical shotgun and the small shields there, but he hasn't taken them. This might be an issue here for him, but he does pick up a harpoon as well, and if he wants to get crazy with it, this player on top already at a disadvantage. Emad fighting most of the loot. Mouse is running around, but the cat is going to find him. Emad getting the elimination.
Hey, listen, Mouse is going to have to hit the VOD right there. He's going to have to go back in time and figure out why is it that Emad was able to touch down, have a weapon before he can even, you know, settle into the game. Before we get there, let's take a look at your right side here. Put your focus there. The Victory Royale, 33 points. This is your format and how players are accruing points. This is the structure and how it all breaks down. Each elimination is worth 4 big points. We're now jumping in with Donnie here, Clay. Donnie's got the height. He's got the mountain. He's tailing someone. He's chasing someone down right now.
He is, and he looks like he's already got information on their HP. His shot's not going to connect there on the Donnie. Looks like he does actually. They're taking a little bit of damage. He's going to pop the small shields there. Continuous pressure from down below. Going to cause him only to get one of them off. And now going to be about 135 effective HP. Math could be a little bit off there, but you get the point. He's at a decent HP. Don't know what the other player is, and he's trying to get the wall. He is not going to do it, but the shotgun's not going to connect. Predator going to be gotten out there. And a very, very nice play there from Donnie, just capitalizing on the damage he's already done.
It just makes you wonder, kind of, where did this whole battle begin? They kind of was very much drawn out here, cutting across the field. You can see all the builds. So Donnie is going to work hard for that one. It's going to set him back a little bit here, but it's okay. The battle is going to kind of go into his favor. I mean, we touched base with Collazo before we jumped in. We were in that house party call. Collazo was kind of warming up while we were in there, Claire. Hey, he was kind of getting ready for the day. He spoke about being, you know, able to perform under these kind of high caliber lobbies and how it plays into his benefits. Let's see now, as this is the first engagement of many that will happen over the course of the weekend. How is he going to play it? He looks very aggressive to me here.
He does, and this doesn't seem like the closet we talked about and talked to. And you know what? He didn't want to hop into player's box, but he did say he was going to hop in with the SMG. And unfortunately, he hopped in with the SMG, but switched to that TAC, and that's going to cost him a lot of HP. No, he does have the big shield, so he can recover from this. The other player also heavily damaged as well. Closet trying to trade shots as a typical box fight engagement here. We'll see. He does have the decoys in there. Could get crazy with him. Nice edits out to the side. Realizes he owns that wall, but the edit, unfortunately, not going to hit there. But Collazo, with the smarts here in the site, should be able to capitalize on this unless the other player is able to get that advantage on him. Collazo looking to pop the big shields now. The continued pressure from above. He's trying to get lost in all of these builds. The edit coming through. He's got to be very, very careful with that. I don't believe all of those walls are his, as we do see a Baco on the other side and another player right nearby, Zeno, coming on in for the third party. This could spell very, very badly for Collazo.
He needs this Elim so bad before it gets taken from him, because he also needs the Siphon here to stay in the running. Can he find the one shotgun shot he needs? They're both on death's door right now. It's only going to take one. He does get it, and he ends the fight with just enough time to bounce back. As you see, Zeno backs off now, respecting the engagement. Collazo, it's so interesting we got to watch that fight. I mean, we just had a little piece of insight of what he was thinking and what he thinks when he's in these games. But okay, we jump over now. We're on the other side of the map here. It's Okers who's fighting. He's also pressuring a player down now. There it is. Let's take a look now. Okay, he's trying to piece control this here, Clay.
He is, and we talked about it time and time and again. In these box fights, it's so important to take little pieces by little pieces. It's literally a chess match between you and your opponent. Do you have this piece? Do they have this piece? Right now, Poker's not actually getting any of the pieces that he needs to. I believe Legendian, the player that he's signing down below, is he going to catch him off guard there with the shot? Not going to be able to. The wall going to be built in time. Trying to go in. He's running out of shotgun ammo as well. He needs to try to utilize something else in his inventory. Shots coming through, like taking a lot of damage, and the switch there going to cost him that elimination, as Legendian going to come out on top.
And both of those players did not have a lot of ammunition, or builds, you should say. If you think about it, when a player gets eliminated, they generate 150 material. That's 15 builds, which shows you that with only 21 builds in Legendian's kind of loadout there, he was also struggling. Now here's Perplexy from the team BH. A lot of creative warriors in here. These are players that kind of spend their time in the build battling. Let's see how Perplexity's going to play it out here. Box fights are where players like Perplexity do tend to shine here. And he's got the Slurpfish, too, to bounce back. This is very reminiscent of what would be a good old box fight warm-up. Let's take a look. He's got the tactical to kind of back it up, too, so he can jump in the box. He's going to find the whites right there, which means this player doesn't have shield. And Zum's going to get taken out real quick now. And Perplexity does have another issue to worry about. There's someone else rolling up to this fight. But lucky for him, he is going to grab the legendary pump shotgun shot now. Can he put it to use here? It's FaZe Sway. We just talked about players that are about creative fights, about box fighting, and Sway gets deleted with a 199 shot. He was on 1 HP, Clay.
That was impeccable from Perplexity. Played it perfectly. Went ahead and boxed out into a new box. waited for Sway to attack him, and then capitalized because he knew he owned everything there. Very, very good play there from Perplexity to capitalize on a mistake by Sway.
Man, Sway, the aggressive kind of performance that he put into the open quals, the semi-consistent performance he put into last week to get here today, I think it's only been proving more and more difficult as the competition caliber kind of steps up. How hard it is to actually seal the deal on elims. You get punished so much by these top-tier competitors. They're not here to mess around. They will punish you. Class, another player who has a very, very nice loadout. A punish loadout. A heavy sniper can punish you. The pump shotgun can set you back so much in a fight. He's looking to roll up on this guy who was pushed outside of the kind of riverway here up at Weeping Woods. He's going to have the natural elevation as well right now. He's just looking to cap off the material, though. He's got a lot of farming to still do here. But he has zone. It's not too much to worry about.
What I am worried about him is this is a little bit of a later rotation, right? You saw zone almost was fully closing. See what he's able to do. Snipe may be able to come through. He's tracking this player very, very well. Good usage of that tree there. Looking for the shot. And he is going to hit it there onto Snake. Class with the shot. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
No way. Tries to follow up with the back-to-back. It's not going to be enough there, but it's okay. The 4 points is going to be good enough for him. I actually am interested at the fact that he's not even going to get greedy for the material. He could have kind of pounced in there to get all the loot and all the resources. It doesn't matter. Here's a look at Kanata, who just rotated past Perplexity. The fact that he has this little bit of shield left, I'm going to go ahead and assume that Perplexity probably landed a couple shots. Or maybe it's the other guy who's kind of ghosting him here on the rotation right now. Interestingly enough, he's going to pick up the kind of fishing rod to kind of cap off the loot. Might as well at this point. Kanata is one who does not take the fights, okay? He does not take these kind of engagements, the risky ones. Just off of the gameplay that I reviewed from his opening weeks and just in general, some of his scrim practices, I noticed that he likes to rotate. He likes to play for good positioning and then capitalize on those points instead to help, kind of keep him relevant. Which in these caliber of lobbies, it plays out. It plays out so well.
Yeah, and we've seen other players, more notable players, play that same kind of style. Not being aggressive, waiting into the mid-game to get those eliminations like right now, right? We're transitioning still pretty early in the game, but Kanata has found out this player, and he's in a house, right, in Misty. So he's got that protection of those walls being built. They're already solidified. He doesn't have to worry about a third party. He's continuing the pressure there onto Trashy. As there's another player nearby, he does have to be careful about that. He also doesn't have the most effective HP here, but he's continuing this fight. He's continuing the pressure, and he's trying to get into this player's box. It's looking really, really good here for him. Wall going to get taken, and that's going to be a nice shot. 94 off. That player's 6 HP, but unfortunately endless. Not able to get out, but there's another player right nearby.
Let's talk about great reads, right? He saw the drawn-out kind of builds here and how players are scrambling around off the fresh builds, and that was enough for him to recognize weakness here. So good read of the field right now. I mean, now he's got everything he needs for endgame. He's got the elim as well to kind of cap him off. Let's see here with Nexi, who's pushing up on TF. Is this his fight? I mean, it looks like an easy one. Good job on him to take the cone instantly. Sets up the ramp boost as well. And he's being so aggressive. Will he get punished for it? Nexi, by the way, got TF on the back heels. He's going to go out and take the cone there now as well. Puts the ramp in the base. This is such good pushing. The fresh edits. Oh my gosh. TFTI gets taken out, and he gets rewarded with a second launch pad now. Nexi, by the way, is sitting so good for this game one.
Very, very, very good pressure. Every time there was a wall placed, he broke it down. He was in the box. He was right on top of the other player there, and it was just very, very good. Sniper shot almost connecting here for Vexy, but not going to connect just yet, as you see a lot of other players around him. Got to be careful with that heavy sniper. If they know that you're around them, they're going to play a little bit differently. They're going to try to take opportunities if you're looking at a heavy snipe. So you see him just kind of sitting, just kind of waiting right now. Now looking for picks as he feels a little bit more safer after those builds solidify. But in a good spot. Already won elimination. Got one placement point as well. Loadout looks great here from Vexy. We'll see how he does in the end game.
And then remember, guys, when I referenced game one, this is the second one we're casting over, but this was the the game that set up the leaderboard that we just kind of looked at coming into this. We saw players like Vexy in there. We saw these names kind of, you know, making their statement, their claim here at the start of the competition. As the day goes on, we will continue to cover everything as it unfolds and try to give you guys the full look, the full story. Talk about that, though. Vexy trying to land a heavy snipe. It's not going to find it. There's 66 players in this game, Clay. This is such a stacker right now. Slow pace.
And we'll see how it shapes up. I mean, we had Storm Surge over in EU. We'll see if we get it over here in NA East in week 2. It'd be interesting to see how some of the players that are not used to playing stack lobbies deal with it, right? You see Elite Scrims, those players going to be able to deal with Storm Surge. They know how to get the tags. The people that came through the open track, people that came, you know, through that and the console track as well, maybe not able to deal with it as effectively.
Yeah, and this is very, very much reminiscent of as the game 1 kind of played out, where you don't see Storm Surge in week 1 as much as in the top 70, but when you approach the top 50, that's where you get to see it, and it doesn't matter. Donnie's going to get straight taken out right there by Vexy with a great heavy snipe. There's so much loot in the water, and this is another kind of temperament from Vexy here. He could have jumped in and grabbed all the loot. He doesn't care. Instead, he's going to play for positioning now, take that as a small victory, and go ahead and rotate on. It's the second time we've seen that now where someone could have looted, but instead play it much safer here. As Mass G is in a very peculiar kind of location of the map just off of the water here. He's got to cross the lake all the way now. Someone is kind of situated up on the mountains firing in. I like that he's going for the landmass, though, instead. Pushing across old builds here, making his way, slowly but surely running out of material right now as well. He's expending a lot here to kind of cut, but it's worth it. I mean, he's going to get safety here soon. Great shots by him to open up this fight here. It's Bryce who gets hit down to barely anything now. Mass G, all you got to do is set up to kind of push into the box, and yeah, there it is. He's got the ramp behind him. You know he's getting in. Oh my gosh, it was so close for him, but he's going to have enough to bounce back here.
And safety for him is an elimination there. He got the siphon. He's got decent more mats than he had before. He's in zone as well. He stopped that pressure onto him. He's upgraded his loadout as well. Everything looking really good here for Mass G. And, you know, he's got extra mats as well. What I'm worried about is Zone more than likely going to pull across that lake, and he's going to have a very hard time rotating.
Play from the second zone till now, only 4 players have been eliminated. 3 of which we casted on the stream, just showing you how delicate the kind of, you know, the situation is right now, how people are playing very slow right now. The stakes are so high for the players in the lobby right now, for these competitive players. Just look at the zone right now, the scatter on how many players are kind of prioritized the middle of the zone here to see if they can get the 4th. 30 seconds, we will find out how far they will have to move moving forwards. Here's Mega looking over at the canvas, at the landscape. Misty Meadows is heavily populated right now. You can see the player outlines and all the houses. My gosh. The residency that's taking place here in Misty Meadows is crazy.
And it's interesting to see how the hill is going to play into this game as well. We'll see how it affects the end game and late game moments there. Mega in a really good spot to catch next zone, and we'll see if he does. He is actually not going to, but this should be a relatively easy rotate for him due to the lack of people already inside of the zone.
So here's the question you have to make. Does he use this opportunity to get deep, get like center, or just kind of sit here and play the 50-50? Play the half in, half out. I know the like general rules, you don't move on 4th zone, but you know the congestion is going to be right on top of him, so that's going to be an interesting dynamic coming in. We'll see how it kind of works out as we talk about that. Look at all the players cutting across the field. I saw Emad already joining the likes of Mega up top the hill. Doxy's going to find the 99 shot to crack open this fight here, and he's going straight phase all the way through. He's getting in the box. Nice little axe play there. Pulls the shotgun out. He's going to find Astonish. Bye-bye.
And honestly, that was a beautiful play there from Doxy. Just textbook got in, he used that boost in, and just took him down, and Astonish was not ready for it. And you see, he's not in zone. You know what? Didn't he want to use the extra mats that he had there? Deciding to go more into zones, I think, than we saw Mega did. Gonna hug a little bit of the edge, but what I'm interested to see is if zone pulls to that eastmost side by the bridge, everybody in this lobby is essentially going to have to rotate. We'll see what they decide to do. Class being a little bit of a mountain goat here, looking for a snipe. Will he hit a second one here as he's sliding on down the mountain? Decides against it as he's trying to get in. In that edge zone play, we see it kind of typical here for competitive players, but like Monster said, is that center zone and force zone a little bit better here? We'll see momentarily.
This is one of the weird ones where elevation plays a part in it, so it's hard to kind of take a claim, but regardless of what, Class is in a prime situation to hold players out. He's got the mountain in his benefit, and he's got a bunch of players who's down below him that have to cut up. Love that he's protecting his kind of angles here. He is the kind of the lining. He is the silver lining of safety here, and just the fact that there's a player in that base right there, he knows that he has to focus up in there. That's going to be the freebie, and there's another one in there. Can he find this one as well? 99 is going to connect. Class already has 2 eliminations. He's trying to find a third here. So I see the feed. Mac would go down. Funk goes down. Those are, you know, Funk barely qualified in. He barely made it through. So him getting taken out right now, he's off to an off footing right now. What's it going to be for players like Funk? What is his destiny here? The solo division. I mean, we know he qualified for World Cup, so he has what it takes to be a top tier. Is the current state of the game in his favor right now or not? We'll find out. Here's Emad. He's got the half in, half out, so it does pull. Kind of southern. This is pretty nice. So we know players like Mega are going to be close to the safety here.
Yeah, we'll see how they end up dealing with it. Emad in an interesting spot. He isn't half in, half out. He doesn't have a lot of extra loot, so he's looking to actually grab some here. Maybe get aggressive onto a player. Emad, quite sure where he wants to go here with this one. A little bit rotating in. I guess he wasn't actually in half out. A little bit further away, but using the wood first, I really like this. He is running out of match, though. In total in the lobby, he's going to be on the lower end there. Like you talked about, we will see Storm Surge. Only one more player needs to go down, so it probably won't activate this match, but still, got those players thinking about it, got those players worried about it. As Eman's trying to get some beams out of the air here, maybe pick up an elimination, but fortunately for him, he's wasted almost all his AR ammo on those shots.
And he knows it. Now he's going for the fight, and it's going to be successful. He catches Berserker off guard, who was looking off in the other direction, and now he gets rewarded. More floppers, more ammunition, more builds as well to keep him in the game right now. Emad is off to a phenomenal track right now. And just look, how many players still have to make a move here? Players like Class, who just barely squeaked their way through. He's got the heavy sniper. He's ready to set it up, and it is going to be successful. It's the 100. The whites from the follow-up. He's jumping in. He's fully committed right now. He's not going to let this one go, no. Even if it means giving up his positioning here. He's jumping in those boxes, Clay. Oh, my. He finds it. It's Nexy.
Jumped in every single box we've talked about before. Piece control was so good there from Class. He just, every opportunity that he could get a build of the other players, he did. And most of the times, he just ran through him. He didn't care if he got him. He didn't care if the other player got him. He was just running through Nexy and his builds. As you see Nate Hill up there. So Funk and Nate Hill were in the same game. Nate able to stay alive here towards the end. As Zone is going to pull to the northeast, that's going to go back up this mountain. Someone like Roller here is going to have to get really creative with his rotation.
Yeah, you might have to stick around and wait for a launch pad. 44 below the damage threshold right now. It would have to take it down to 30 players in the lobby. There goes the launch pad, but it looks like it was okay. It was not being guarded, not too well at least. So he's going to find his way. He's going to get that freebie here. Almost pulling a epic whale classic, trying to jump in someone's box, but it's okay. He kind of tempers himself. He backs off. That could have been a big elimination for him. Think about it. He has barely any ammunition, so he's got to fight right now. He's got to find something or let something come to him. Will it come to him? Let's see. Zexro is going to find Gush in the feed there. Things are really kicking up. I see Niddle falling now. Zeno's going to fall as well. Roller gets shot in the back here, Clay. This is not looking too good for him. He's going to need a big shot.
Going to need a big shot indeed. Is going to take time to pop those minis in. He's going to find a player's tarp open. Going aggressive. He does have that burst AR to get in. Shots coming through here momentarily, but not going to connect. This player holding him out in zone decided to drop all the way down on the low ground. Does have good amount of HP to make something happen, but it's dwindling by the second, just like his builds. There on the other side, he's trying to make the edit. Nice shotgun shot there, but unfortunately not going to track him enough. But he does end up actually taking down Nate Hill. We just talked about how he was alive. Unfortunately, that quick elimination going to send him back. Is he going to find a player on the backside not paying attention? That's going to be another one going down and another one in his box. Will he be able to pick it up? And he does. He picks up 3 eliminations just like that, back to back to back.
It's Ghoul, it's Flaws. These are all players, all adding to the count here now. Can Roller get another one? He is. He's on fire right now. He's just barely squeaking out of this one, staying alive. Someone bailed him out right there. Roller's on fire. He's rolling through the lobby quite literally right now. And take a look. Just look at how active he is right now. I think he's really feeling it now. The momentum's high. The adrenaline must be even higher than that. He's just pushing through. All those elims in only 4 builds, so he's still desperate here for more. He's going to find Trashy. He needed this. And the Flopper find now, too. So he's still in the game. He's going to find a Slurpfish. These are all crucial elements to success right now. He's so into it, he forgets to pick up the gold pump right now.
And you talk about crucial elements of success. That was one of them. The legendary pump not going to be picked up. We'll see how he ends up dealing with it. Zone going up this mountain just a little bit. He's hoping it pulls back down. I don't think it will. We're going to see where it goes. Shots coming through. Unfortunately, everyone's going to know he's there. He's going to go down. Roller getting rolled over. His class going to pick up dirt, by the way, as that's a good elimination. Gets a lot of mats there that he can work with. Also has 3 floppers in his inventory, so he should be good to stay in zone for just a little bit longer. He does have 2 more remaining after that pop. We'll see who's going to be able to get out, maybe make a play towards high ground. You see him trying to look for this elimination. There's someone trying to hold him. His own shots coming through. That's going to be elimination from Class. Now sitting on 7 eliminations. He's getting pressured, though. Has to be careful. Needs to pop this flopper, and he does. He does have a bandage bazooka there if he wants to pick it up. I don't think he's going to. Trying to get the elimination. He's not going to get it. Legendian is going to go down to zone, and that's going to cost him a lot of HP.
And remember, for every elimination that happens right now, he's getting more placement points. He is at 7 elims right now, having a monstrous game. I saw Mega in the feed there too, so this is kind of crazy. He's actually sliding down the mountain. Tabs and Ubel are fighting for height, and they're trying to see who's going to be the king of the high ground. It's Tabs. He takes a little bit of fall damage, and Class is going to be able to read the sound on that one. 99 from the low. Who's going to find the one shot they need? It's all it takes here as Tabs slides off the mountain, and Class gets the victory with 3 HP, Clay. Barely, but 3 HP was enough.
3 HP was enough. That was absolutely